And good morning. This is Jason with GXP, and today we're going to be talking about Savage Survival, and these are some of the must-dos in order for you to grow. And it's very important that you do these because without them, it's very slow growth. So let me jump right into it. So the Odyssey is the first thing that you want to be doing daily, and it's pretty easy just to let it run on autopilot. Pick your 3 strongest beasts and go to battle. You will want to try and reach the max of the Odyssey, and that is stage 500. Once you've reached the stage 500, there's really nothing else to do in the Odyssey, so you want to try and complete that. That is the first must do. All right, so as you can see, I have some work to do in order to continue in the Odyssey, and that's why it's important to keep doing it, because it tells you where you line up. You also want to clear out your mythical arena points. These points are very important because they give you, what I use mostly in this is healing, is troop training, and this one also for your beast experience. This is where I get most of those. And if you do the arena quite often, and basically you should max this out every day, which is about 600-700 gems, not a lot, and it will give you 360, at least 360 if you're in the top tier, points per hour. So that's important. That's a must do. The other one that is a very, very important one is setting your auto rally. Auto rally is very important, and the way you set that, let me go ahead and cancel this so you can see. Depending on the squads that you have, you can select how many squads you want set. I typically will set 1, all right? And you want your strongest. Select your strongest beast, select your strongest troops in accordance to what your beasts skills are at, and then once you have that saved, all you do is you select the monsters that you want to kill. All right, this is an auto trigger. When somebody sets a rally and you're within the time limit of that rally, you're able to automatically participate. And if you're doing this every 10 hours, you are getting the maximum benefit from your auto rally. And if you're selecting the strongest monster that your clan can kill consistently, then you're getting the max rewards, and when you log back on, you have a bunch of resources you didn't have before. And you can also set your energy settings, which you want to give yourself ample. I typically will do 100 on top of what I have. That way I have plenty of Apple resources, which is your energy resources, to continue rallying, and you get so many you get your energy replenished every hour anyways to a certain degree, so that 100 keeps you full enough. The other thing that is very important to do on a consistent basis is your bounty, and you want to ultimately complete your 100% for your exploration, but you also want to close this out at least twice a day, because the bounties, the best thing that I've found coming from the bounties is your T10s. If you do enough bounty, you start to level up. When you get to level 5 and above, you start to see T10 troops that you're rescuing. That is essential for adding that little bit of power that you can't buy. Well, you might be able to buy them, but you can't get T10s until you're TC30, and that is a huge thing. So that is a must. The other thing that is a must is that you have to constantly be upgrading your TC. Every time you upgrade, you get better resources, better troops. It's essential, and getting to TC30 is not that hard as a free-to-play player if you're being smart about it. And what I mean by being smart is that if you're using the Chief of the Continent, or COC, and you are specifically saving your resources to be able to maximize your ranking every single day. So as you can see right here, we're in a COC that is, skill books and beast search and wood collection, food collection, stone collection. If you focus on having enough of those items on this day, you rank high. And that is essential on being able to close out your rankings in the top 4. If you can stay in the top 4 every day, you get 10,000 gems, you get 10 beast tomes, and you get a plethora of resources. And it's essential that you do it that way so you can have the resources to continue upgrading your TC or continue upgrading your buildings that are required by the TC next upgrade. Some of the other musts are auto rally. If you can afford to spend $5 a week, you want the auto hunt. If you can do the auto hunt, it allows you to, depending on the squad setup that you have and the power that you're at, you'll be able to maximize the level of wildlings you're able to kill. So right now with Apache Kid, I'm able to kill any wildling out there. So I set my wildlings between 34 and 35. All right, my furthest march is going to be 10 minutes. Similar to the auto rally, this auto hunt allows you to set what energy level you're going to stop at. So I don't mind letting it run all the way out. That's totally cool. But I also don't want to use my strongest troops. So what I've done is I've created a blue beast lineup that is specifically for killing wildlings. Now, each one of these wildlings has specific skills to speed up the troop that you're sending to kill wildlings. So my auto hunt is extremely fast. I have these maxed out on their skills for being the fastest beast and fastest squad when I use those. Now I can select my next tier, which I go with purple, and I use the Young Rex, the Gold Scale Rex, and the Titan Snapjaw. They're not as fast, but they are faster than my gold beasts with certain setups. So I would basically structure that I want at least 1.8 million in power in a squad set in this formation. So I have troops that are out doing other stuff, so I really can't set 2 squads to dispatch, but the auto hunt is a very good feature for maximizing your rewards. And the rallies for monsters and the auto hunt, we're in search of these. You want to collect as many relic chests as possible. And the way you get those relic chests, you kill wildlings and you kill monsters that provide you an opportunity to win them. Now, not every kill gets you a chest, so you have to do a ton. And you want to kind of max out, I think it's 30 rallies per day and like 200 wildlings per day. If you can reach those maximum levels, you're going to start seeing a lot more return on your relic chests and your resources for upgrading your beast experience. Saving your beast search is very important. On a beast search day like today, I will zero these out, but I will not beast search anymore until the next COC that says beast search. That is why it's essential to be ranking in your COC and to be ranking well enough to get in that top 4, because those 10 tomes, if I have a 5-day period where the COC was beast search and then 5 days later it's another beast search, I can potentially have 50 tomes just by ranking here. Now, the other part that is a must is understanding that your glory shop comes from attacking troops, and you have to use your troops to be able to earn glory points. Now, this is a weekly reset, so you get a certain amount of quantities in each of these resources that you get from the glory shop. And because of it resetting. You'll buy it out every week if you're using your troops to get you your glory points. You can get 10 tomes a week. So that's a huge area for you to focus on. Also, you can get, I believe it's 50 apples. So that is a good amount of resources to keep doing your rallies and keep doing your auto hunts. And once you've bought out your entire store and you have additional glory points, you then focus on buying resources. Buying enough of these resources is essential so you don't have to worry about auto hunt and rally for resources, or you don't want to go around trying to attack temples because you need their resources. This gives you so much resources from using your troops in banner wars, friendly GP trades with other players, and it's essential. If you can do all of those and maintain the musts of how to play this game, you will find that your growth is exponentially faster. The other thing you really need to do is maintain I do it about twice a day. I use the rituals to donate. It does a couple things. It lets me incur points towards my market, which you can see here. I have 1.7 million in this area. Now, going into EOC, you want to buy shields and you want to buy speed ups. You want to buy defense and attack boosts. And this is a place where if you have enough clan contributions, you can buy them. I do find that the glory shop has the shields, and that's where I maximize them out of the shields. Also, the VIP shop has your shields. So there are ways of getting them that you don't have to depend on the clan market, but having enough points in the clan market will help you when you're in a pinch. Okay, let me also see what else I might be able to offer. We went over the Odyssey, we went over the Beast Arena, we went over the COC and saving for searches. I guess at that point, those are the musts. If you can do all those, good on you, and I hope your growth is exponential. All right, guys, this is Jay. I am out going camping. Check you out later. Also, one last tip that I forgot, which is mandatory for me, and it helps me dramatically, is using my skills daily. The most important skill that I found, actually there's two of them that combine, is using your construction skill. Basically, if you're focused on TC upgrades and focused on buildings that get your TC to then upgrade, this skill right here, it's important that you activate the skill first before starting and building upgrade. It is where you get your 10% off. And so start the construction speed up skill first, then do the building upgrade, and every day you want to activate the construction skill because it will give you an additional 5% off every time you activate it. So it's got I'm not exactly sure. I think it's a 24-hour cycle, and then you've got your quick wit, which is right here, that gives you 30% off your cool cycle. So basically it cuts your 24 down 30%, so you're getting about 18 hours, maybe a little bit less, maybe 16 hours. So every 16 hours you can reuse that skill. It's essential that you use those two together to speed up your upgrades as fast as possible. All right, guys, that's the last tip I have for you. I will catch you on the next video. Later.